And welcome to the second review of episode 324, which is Pixar's newest film, Luca. And before we dive into the Luca review, I would just like to say this. How dumb is it that Luca gets, to put it in a lighter terms, I guess, shafted by Disney once again? You know, I saw the interview where the creators of Soul understood that it was going to Disney Plus. It was in the middle of a pandemic. It is what it was. It was what it is. That made no sense, but my brain is mush, guys. Sorry. But they understood that Soul was just going to be dumped on Disney Plus. Okay. But to do it twice with this and Luca and not even be behind a paywall is disrespectful. It is a slap into the faces of all the amazing people to put these movies together. Like anywhere from the director all the way, to the animators, to the sound designers, to the location scouts, like everything. It's just a slap in the face. So I hate the fact that this and Soul don't even get the $30 paywall, but you give it to Raya and the Last Dragon and Cruella, and Jungle Cruise is going to get it, and Black Widow, and it's like, what's wrong with Pixar? What are you doing this to them for? So, yeah, I get it. It's in the middle of a pandemic, but be consistent with your stuff, Disney. Get your stuff together. Just get it together. Get your S together. You know what I'm talking about. So that was one thing that irritated me. I just wanted to get it off my chest. So, Luca, let's talk about it. So, once again, latest film from Pixar, in the span of a year and a half. About a year and a half, during the pandemic, they have come out with Onward, Soul, and now Luca. Soul winning the best animated film at the Oscars earlier this year at the ceremony, so that was kind of cool. So Luca is kind of coming off the heels of that, and Soul was amazing, so I was looking forward to this film for sure. Luca tells the story of a human being and a sea monster disguised as a human as they form a strong friendship on the Italian Riviera. I remember when I saw the trailer to this, I thought it looked interesting, but I also noticed the trailers didn't really give away too much. They kind of kept everything behind the curtain, so to speak. They didn't want to reveal any other big secrets, it looked like. It was kind of interesting how the marketing kind of came out with this movie, because the trailers were just kind of there, didn't really provide much context to anything. It was just like, oh, these fish monsters can go on land and become human, and they're just going to go around the city and goof off for an hour and a half. And it's like, okay, well, what's the main story? What's the main hook for this entire thing? And to be honest with you, after seeing it, I mean, it's fine. It's not a Pixar film that I'm going to be yearning for. When someone's like, let me watch a Pixar film, Luca's not going to be my first, answer to them. I would give them an Inside Out or a Soul. Those are a little bit more mature and more adult. Or you're looking for something a little lighter, like an Onward, or a Cars or something. I don't know. Luca kind of falls into that kind of it's a cute movie. I think kids are going to really enjoy it. And there are amazing things to look at with its animation, and its artistic merits, but there's really not anything there to grab me story-wise or character-wise. It was fun to see this kid try to figure out where he belongs in life. He's lived underwater this whole time. He just wants to be someone. He wants to fit into a group. And if that means become a human and be on this island of people that hate sea monsters, then dang it, he'll do it. And, there is something there that everyone can kind of relate to, especially when kids watch this, is that, everyone's trying to find, their group of people that they become friends with. Everyone's searching for that in life. They're searching for... they're searching to be someone and to be something and to be a part of something. No one wants to be alone. And so, looking for that is a coming of age, so to speak. You are growing up and learning what the world is like beyond your borders. There's a lot of great themes that kids can kind of pull from and learn from, but that's about it. I found it to be a little lacking when it comes to the full development and the full richness that we're used to with Pixar. Because even with, let's just, compare the last two. Onward had a great message of family and, the brotherly bond and everything, but when it boils down to it, it was a great kind of fantasy adventure, very straightforward, really not a whole lot to it, thematic-wise, but people could pick up on that stuff. And then you get to Soul, which is like talking about the afterlife and purpose of living. Like, that's what we're dealing with. And then Luca, it's cute, it's got its themes, but I didn't feel like it was as fleshed out as what we're used to with Pixar. So as far as basic surface level, it's cute for kids, it's fun to look at, it's colorful, it's vibrant, and there's a lot of funny moments. For an hour and a half, it does fly by. There's really no down parts. It's just kind of okay. It kind of scratches that surface, and I wish it would dive a little deeper, which is ironic because at the end of the film, it leaves it open for a sequel. I haven't seen a Pixar film do that in quite some time, where it just blatantly leaves it open, where you're just like, I want more. I need more. I need more to be satisfied and fulfilled with these characters and their journey and just this world and everything. I felt like there wasn't enough there. But as far as the actual story goes, the main thing is that these two kids are trying to get a Vespa, and so they join a race. And they're practicing for it. And there's this bully that's stopping them. It's not really the best story beat you get from Disney. It's just kind of, or Disney and or Pixar. It's just kind of okay. I just felt like there was no real threat. There was no real conflict. There was no real weight to anything. It was just kind of there. And I really hate to say that about a Pixar film. It's not awful by any means. It really isn't. But I just felt like something was lacking. Some of the great things, obviously, Pixar is great at. I do think Pixar is great at two things. Always with every single one of their movies, no matter how I think about the movie, whether I think it's one of the best things in the genre, or if it's just kind of mediocre and it's, just kind of there, is casting talent for voice performances. They're really great at eyeballing that and casting the right people to really bring these characters to life. And then the animation is always flawless. It really is. Some of the characters in this kind of remind me of the Good Dinosaur vibes, where the environments were so photorealistic and the characters were gummy, and it doesn't really mesh well. The contrast, it just doesn't mix, and it's more kind of just it's off-putting. It's not really coming together as a whole. The characters are borderline like that. They kind of remind me of Jimmy Neutron characters. Even the bully looked like the tall friend that Jimmy hangs out with. So some of the character designs look borderline cartoonish, but I kind of let it slide. It really didn't bother me too much. And of course, the wonderful and beautiful setting of the Italian Riviera, which is the water, the city, the people, there's so much life breathed into this thing, and I really felt that passion behind the environments and the textures and just everything. It really it brought that extra level that you need to this film to really kind of just put you in that world, and I really respect that always from Pixar. And of course, with the voice performances, Jacob Tremblay is the voice of Luca. Wonderful. I've always liked Jacob Tremblay, and I think he's a very likable actor. And to have his voice kind of carry through this character and his journey, great. Jack Dylan Grazer plays Alberto, his friend. Also a great camaraderie there. Maya Rudolph and Jim Gaffigan play Luca's parents. Really, really great comedic value that they bring to the film, and some sweet moments at the end for sure. But everyone else did fantastic, but those are the big names behind this movie. So, overall, is it a Pixar film I would like to revisit again and maybe explore some of the themes and stuff that have been presented, and maybe stuff that like went past me the first time, maybe I can grasp a second time? I gotta be honest with you, not really. If you're a Pixar head like I am and you just want to watch it, I'd still say give it a shot. You might find more value in it than I did, but the voice performances and the animation is not enough for me to feel like this is one of Pixar's best, especially with everything else feeling a little lackluster. So that is my review of Pixar's film Luca. So what did you guys think of Luca? Please comment down below and let me know.